It's Kirsten Liebelt. Good to see you. What is today? Thursday. It's Thursday. As we barrel right into Labor Day weekend for those of us in the United States. And you in Canada, I understand. You're not celebrating Labor Day. It's okay. Obviously. So, but for those of us in the US, we are doing Labor Day weekend coming up. And so here we go, people. All right. I wanted to dive in today just a little bit with a little bit of Dr. Ken Berry information on supplementation. I have, that basically you guys, you create my content. And so I have so many of you, like sometimes you'll even take pictures of your supplement cupboards. And I'm like, I know people think I'm crazy because I have my little, and it's a mess and I get it, but this is how my brain works, right? Terry, good to see you. And this is what works for my brain, and it's not for everybody. And I think people think that I take massive amounts of supplementation, and I do not. Now, maybe to somebody like me a little over 10 years ago, yes, because I didn't supplement. I only took ibuprofen. And then back in my 30s, I took Metabolife. So yes, but sometimes I'm like, wow, people are taking so much. And then you're so frustrated that you're not getting the results that you were thinking you were going to get. And I don't necessarily even know what those results are that you were looking for, but you heard something, you saw something, a friend said, a sample was like. This is how we end up with a supplement cupboard that looks like our freaking makeup drawers, ladies. Oh my gosh. So I really actually want to break it down for you. And I thought Dr. Ken Berry is super good about being very streamlined. And I love it very much. And I also then want you to understand by the end of today how not only can you be way more streamlined than you probably already are, like you probably don't even need half of what you have in your cupboard, not going to lie, but how to then target the actual system that will deliver results for you. How do you actually get your body to produce results? How do you get your vehicle? Tell me this. How do you get your vehicle to produce results for you? How do you do it? Right? Patty, hello, sweet lady. So for anybody that has no idea who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt. Hi, how you doing? I'm Italian. My dad was 100% Italian. My mother was 100% Swedish. So my dad used to call us his little swagos, which I had zero idea that dago was derogatory. Like I grew up I was never offended by anything because I didn't know, and I still wouldn't be. I don't care. Like that's silliness. But he would call us his little swagos, and then people would laugh. Oh, ho, ho, ho. And I thought, oh, we're funny. We're just a funny family, right? I didn't know. And but talk about a big difference, right, between the Italians and the Swedes. But by the time my mom died, she was way more Italian than Swedish. She actually had never traveled to Sweden. She had only traveled to Italy with me twice, but with her friends even more than that. So 3-4 times at least. But unfortunately, the one thing that she did get from the Italians, and listen, you got to listen to this before you get distracted or scroll away. The one thing that did happen, and it was not genetic in her family, was that she ended up with type 2. Okay. And dementia. Okay. Track with that reality and understanding. They call dementia oftentimes type 3 diabetes, insulin resistance of the brain. Okay. And I watched it happen. So good morning, Megda. You're back. Oh, did you have a fun time with your grandbaby and your family? I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It's everything. I know this coming weekend, we're going to spend really good bonfire time and grilling time with my kids and my grandbabies. So I'm very happy about that. So let's get into it today so that you can have just some basic understanding before you pull the trigger on going out to anywhere and getting yet another bottle of something that you may not need. Okay. And now remember, I do view everything through the lens of insulin resistance. My dad had died of type 2 at 63. I was raised with the insulin vials and the hypodermic needles in the home. I was raised with all of the obesity and type 2 around me in our Italian family. So, like, this was my life. And I thought it was just going to be my life as a default. And it wasn't until I understood and I began to research people like Dr. Ken Berry, who I'm referencing today, again, that, oh, no. Mainstream might tell you one thing, but we're just not going to listen to mainstream. He's an alternative thought process medical doctor, right? And he's like, no, this is not genetic. You know, what is it? What have I heard it said before? So genetic loads the gun, but environment pulls the trigger. So genetics loads the gun, but environment, culture, family, habits, routine, traditions, fill in the blank, all of those things. That's what actually makes the biggest difference. And so oftentimes it's not genetics, it's what was passed on down through your family. And nobody knows this more than me. Because, oh my gosh, like being Italian took me a long time to decide to trade out my foods because of that. Somebody posted on a reel of mine this morning on TikTok. So does this mean basically we have to starve ourselves? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, get on my content. Come in a little closer. No, that's the opposite of what I teach. I teach how to be a foodie. Like, I'm still a foodie. I thought I had to give it up, but I didn't. So here we go. All right, let's talk about it. Let's get into the nitty gritty today. Good to see you. Thank you for joining so much on TikTok. Thank you for following. I didn't see who followed, but thank you. Thank you. Christy. Thank you, Christy. I appreciate you. And I'll try to keep up on comments today. I promise. I'm actually wearing blue so I can see them a little better. That's actually very helpful. All right. So this is kind of how this goes. Oftentimes we really do have, like, I'm not kidding you. Women will send me videos or pictures. And I love all of them. Keep sending them. Don't stop. I like it when you send me pictures of the foods that you're making. I like it, you know, like if we're talking about the egg white protein bread and you send me a picture or you're just proud of yourself, you need to celebrate you and the choices that you're making because you're taking back your health just like I did. And we're in this together. Okay. I'm not a doctor. And so we have to actually like link arms together and do this, right? So here we go. So many women will open up their cupboards and it looks like a supplement store. And again, people think that I just take tons and tons and tons because that's like what I teach is I show you how to use targeted supplementation to turn your body around. I actually don't take that many. I mean, to somebody it might be, but most people actually probably not. Half empty bottles, things that they saw online, things that told them something might work, and yet they're still tired. Is this you? Is this you? You're just taking handfuls of supplements, but you're still tired. You're still bloated. You can't lose belly fat. Your labs don't look any better. Is this you? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments. So today we're going to cut through the noise and talk about what you really need, what's just wasted money, and how to target your systems that actually matter. Like, how can you get... My live just paused on Instagram. And I have no idea why. I don't know why. I apologize, you guys. I just want to see. I have to restart it. Okay, we're just going to see. Maybe Instagram is just a stinker today. I don't know. The connection looks weird or something. I'm live. I'm back. I apologize. I have no idea why that jumped off on Instagram. Okay, so today I want to help you cut through the noise of supplementation. Okay, and let's keep it really simple. And let's go ahead and reference Dr. Ken Berry today. Okay, how does that sound? He's a very good resource for a lot of streamlined thought process. I appreciate his just his perspective on things. And it's really helpful. So Dr. Ken Berry, I feel like he's super famous for like just telling people to keep it simple, Don't waste your money on random bottles. Like, don't just, make it up. And that is exactly how I feel like I try to help you guys do. So his consistent recommendations for basic metabolic health include these. Now, it doesn't mean that it's limited to these, but let's just keep it really super duper narrow right now. Okay. And if you want like a cart with the 3 things I'm going to mention, I can get those for you. I have them all for you. Really, really great like options. Okay. But that's not the point. The point is you may already have these in your cupboard. Okay. So if you don't, let me know. If you do, this is great. Vitamin D. But why? Most people are deficient and it's critical for immunity and hormones. Critical for immunity and hormones. What is insulin? It's a hormone. Okay. So you need vitamin D, like a D3K2. Okay. D3K2. Mine is sourced from mushrooms, like 30 cents a day. Super amazing. Not synthetic. Really cool. 2,000 IUs, like in one pill. D3, because it's critical for immunity and hormones. Number 2, magnesium. Really good for blood sugar control, heart, and sleep. Okay, but you got to get the right one. Now, this is just the truth of it all. There are many different forms of magnesium. What you are looking for is a glycinate form. Mine's a bisglycinate, meaning it has 2 forms of glycinate in it. So if you can get a bisglycinate, mine has a bisglycinate, a malate, and a hydroxide. And so, and an olive extract for your heart. So mine is the super duper blend that I actually kind of crossed my fingers when it got launched because I wasn't sure. Just not gonna lie, I worked hard to find one that I really liked. I take mine at night because a bisglycinate will help calm. It's like calm your nervous system a little bit and help you to get a better sleep. Okay, it's really, really important. You have to fix your sleep. But magnesium is also helpful for your blood sugars. Okay, and your heart. Like you need help in these areas. There are like over 300 functions that magnesium does for your body. And it's almost like your synapses aren't firing or your connections aren't meeting up with each other inside of your body. Like the wires got frayed and disconnected. And taking magnesium begins to bring things back together again. And all of a sudden things work that you just didn't even know. So I do know that like the one that I'm taking right now, because I loved the one that I was taking. It wasn't from my line. I loved it, loved it, loved it. And I was like, what if I don't like this one? I guess I'll just keep taking the other one because like I really want one that works to help me with my sleep and all of the things. Well, I ended up absolutely loving it and I haven't looked back. But my point being that because it has like a malate in it, the bisglycinate helps you to sleep. The malate is helping with cramps. So for anybody that has leg cramps or restless leg or whatever, on top of the sleep, then the hydroxide is going to help with a little bit of digestion. So that's very, very beneficial. The number 3 thing that he recommends is a good omega-3 fatty acid. Okay, so you want to be able to help reduce the inflammation. I know this is controversial a little bit in some of these circles, but I have not gone over to the other side of that yet at all. I still think that this completely helps to reduce inflammation. It supports your brain and your metabolic health. But do not just buy a freaking fish oil from your local drugstore. Do you really think that's a wild caught fish? Like we have to think these through to the end of the sentence. And the reason why is because here we are, we're trying to get our systems to run better. We're trying to get everything to like work better. And if we're kind of going against that all the time and making our liver like work 20 times harder than it needed to, like why are we doing that? We don't want to do that. So I have a wild caught fish oil. Maybe you already have one in your cupboard, but those are the 3 main ones: a vitamin D, and magnesium, and an omega-3 fatty acid. Now that doesn't mean that that's all you take, but that's a really good start. So you can like begin to let the noise kind of fall away from your ears. Let the noise be like, shh, I don't need every supplement under the sun. Oh my gosh. And the last thing is electrolytes. So when you start to eat, I teach grain, sugar, and legume free. still being a foodie, but grain, sugar, and legume free. Okay. And that's why somebody would say, well, what, we're going to starve ourselves. Life is going to suck. Nope. You're still going to get to be a total foodie. I just teach you how to do it with different ingredients. And it's literally, you guys, anybody that's in the group and you've been through one of my free 5-day challenges, you tell me, you tell other women, do we make crappy recipes? Do we hate our food or do we love our food? We love our food. The next one will be in September. I'll have to get you the dates on that. We've done it 27 times, 27 months in a row. We've done this free challenge. And the 28th one will come up in September. Okay. But you want electrolytes because what's happening is when you stop eating all of that processed food and you start only eating like whole food and animal based, etc., you might be like, well, I have a headache, or you might feel like you're losing some of those pieces. And so by using electrolytes, you can like replenish your body, and it makes a huge difference. Like you notice like this lighting up of your body when you're taking electrolytes if you're low. And you don't want crap like the one that starts with a G. That's like for every football game ever on the face of the planet where they pour the thing over their head. That is trash. That's not what we're talking about. There are a couple of really good brands. One is LMNT. Thank you, Anna. Good to see you too. Thank you so much for tapping on the screen for TikTok. That just means everything to the algorithm, right? I appreciate you so much. LMNT is a sugar-free electrolyte. Salt T, SALTT, that's a sugar-free electrolyte. There are other ones out there. You can get sugar-free, liquid IV, etc. But those are the ones that pay attention. Don't be getting a bunch of crappy ingredients or a lot of sugar in them. That goes against what you're trying to do. Now, the next thing that you can actually do, that's a really good just base. Lisa says it's on and off. Okay, thanks. I think you're talking about the Instagram. Yep. Thank you. I appreciate that. So basically now let's go ahead and talk about, why do I talk so much about supporting the systems inside of you? Let's go back to the car analogy. You would never, ever, ever expect your car to give you decent gas mileage or to not like crack the block on your engine if you never took it in for an oil change, or you never detailed it. You never made sure that, I mean, angels were watching over my son recently. Let me give you a really good story. I mean, you have no idea. My son, he's my youngest child, and he has had some pretty cool God moments in his life. Like, wow. When he was 13, he had an ATV accident, and he was going, I don't even know, he was coming back into the yard of somebody's cabin site. And he turned back to see if his friend was behind him. And he overcompensated. He was 13, went straight into a tree, and he hit the side of his face, right? So his orbital bone was shattered, and he like had to be airlifted. Like, this was serious. I'm not going to go into all the details, but he had to be, induced coma. I mean, we're talking, this was a big deal, right? But he went from that to being completely and totally healed in like 5 months. Like, it was a total God thing, right? Somebody said to me, I was praying for him and they really felt like there was an angel between him and the tree. Okay, now recently, this is what happened. He was on his motorcycle. He's 30. And he gets to his destination and he realizes that his wheel could have been compromised. I'm not going to go into those details either. Nothing happened, but talk about God watching out for him. But you know what? You could have all of these things that are kind of, happening with your vehicle, your motorcycle, if you want to consider it that way or whatever. But if you do not make all of the pre-flight checks on your body, the pre-flight checks on your motorcycle, the pre-flight checks on your vehicle, on your SUV before you take off for the road trip with the family, like, you have to do these things, right? So this is why I talk about with you guys, and I will forever talk about liver, gut, and insulin. If you are insulin resistant, which is you probably are if you're on my content, right? Like, why would you sit and chat with me if you were Anna, you're just so amazing. Thank you. I really, really, really appreciate you. Um, you know, if you're, why would you hang out with us? I mean, I know we're exciting people. We really are, but that's not the point. I mean, I do have so many good friends on here. It's crazy. But what you can do is if you will start to focus differently instead of just grabbing a bottle here and grabbing a bottle there. I mean, honestly, the list that you guys give me of what you're taking is a lot. It's a lot. Now, not everybody, but a lot of you. And what if you felt like your life was way more streamlined? Your reorder list was way more streamlined. Your handful was smaller. Your like maybe your brain feels like it's too much to try to keep up with this, that, and the other thing. And you're just like, what happens, this is what I find, is that you get to the point where you're like, I don't even know what half of these do for me anyway. So why bother? That's what happens. And do you know how to know why? Because a confused mind does nothing. Or you're taking tons and tons of supplementations and you're like, wait a sec, wait. My labs aren't changing. My weight's not changing. My belly fat's not changing. My bloating isn't changing. Nothing's changing. Aren't these supposed to be magical pills? Well, you have to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Understand what parts of your body you're trying to get working again or to support so that you can get the results you're looking for. Back to the magnesium example. If once you understand that magnesium can help you with your blood sugars, you're like, that one I might not forget then before I go to bed. Right? Because you're like, well, okay, that's not that hard. I can take some magnesium. I'm not so bad. Right? All of a sudden, you're able to stay consistent with a routine. You're all of a sudden able to like rinse and repeat every day so that you can do what you need to do because it's so dialed in. So when I talk about dialing in, I'm going to talk to you today about the liver reset stack. And the reason why is because if you can get your liver and your gut going, the conversations I've been having recently are like, I have eczema all over my body. I have like my digestion is so off. I am so bloated. I'm so like, I've had my gallbladder removed. I don't feel good. I eat one little bite of something and I'm like pregnant. I'm not sleeping well at night. My energy is in the toilet. Like I'm just exhausted all the time. I'm foggy. I'm blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, what if you went to your mechanic and you said, I need a coolant flush. I need a complete filter change. I need I want you to take a hose to my engine and like get my engine running again. Like I know I'm going to be wrong on this. So don't come for me because I'm literally making crap up because I don't know vehicles, right? But like somebody stole my catalytic converter and so it's not running properly. The emissions are all off. Right? Like, come on. We know people are stealing catalytic converters. I mean, at least they used to be all the time. I don't even know if they're a thing anymore. Like, this is how much I don't know. But all of a sudden, things aren't working. So you have to go back to the basics. If you don't have a gallbladder, please understand just how much you need to like kiss and love your liver. Just love your liver because you lost your gallbladder and your liver is taking the brunt of it, right? Your liver was producing bile and giving it to your gallbladder and your gallbladder was breaking everything down and now things aren't happening anymore. Some people are under the impression that they can't do a high protein, moderate fat, low carb diet animal-based because they're like, no, I can't do that. I've had my gallbladder removed. Actually, you can, but you have to support your gut, your GI tract. You have to support the systems. So inside of your gut, what if the lining is all weakened and you have leaky gut because of insulin resistance? What if you have all of this inflammation inside of your gut, just constant inflammation? And you eat something and it makes you feel icky, or you've been diagnosed with fatty liver and it kind of hurts up here. You don't feel good. And here you thought you were going to hit your upper 40s and your 50s and you were going to hit a stride. And instead of that stride, Now you don't even feel good enough to walk or exercise. And instead you have doctor appointments and you're filling scripts. And you're just like, that's not how it was supposed to be. Okay. So the liver reset, when I talk about that, remember at the beginning of the week, I said, I have a customer, she's on here in the last year. Now she did the total body reset. So she did a couple of more pieces, right? But in the last year, her MRI on her fatty liver went from bad to mild, bad to mild. This is such a big deal. This is such a big deal. And I'm going to actually show you where to find it on my site today. Let's make things easy. Sometimes I forget to do this. So my site is my first and last name.com. Here we go. It made me say that we were going to do an update later in the middle of the night. Okay. So my first last name.com, my first and last name is Kirsten, like the American Girl doll, Kirsten. Facebook and YouTube, it's right in the box. Liebelt, Lie, like you lie down, belt, like you put on your waist. So it looks like lie belt. It's actually Liebelt, Liebelt. But when you see that, basically at the very, very top, you'll see the product spotlight, and then you'll see my before and after picture. But let me show you what it is first. So I'm just going to pull out the 3 for the liver. And isn't it interesting? You need to say to yourself, isn't that interesting that half of what she's talking about is for my liver? Every day, half of what she talks about is for my liver. Pay attention to that, because if your liver is sluggish, you're not burning fat. You are so frustrated. If your liver is like fatty and not working, how is it going to govern your hormones? And insulin is a hormone. How is it going to govern the glucose in your blood? How's it going to do that? If your liver is not taken care of, how is that going to happen? And it is literally the workhorse organ that you have in your body. It's your workhorse organ. It does everything. And it can like regenerate itself and it can heal itself until it can't. Okay? Because cirrhosis is scarring. And you may have never had a drink in your life, but now you have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the 3 things that are in the total body reset. Half of it is for your liver. Okay, so the first one is a tablet. So this is a tablet. This will just support your natural detoxification. Super, super important. Patty says the car analogy and this journey, you change the oil and now you're running smoothly. Yes, Patty. I like that. I like that a lot. Seriously, you're literally this is how you're going to help your body actually deliver you results. Like, come on, body, come on, catch up, right? So tablet, this helps to support your actual, your liver detoxifying abilities. Okay. The second one is the gut primer. I talk about this every day. It's the gut primer. And this is actually the Greens product looking, but it has 6 blends in it. So if you've lost your gallbladder, you have indigestion, you have constipation. So many of you have constipation. I talk about this all the time in my back, my messages and my messenger and my Instagram. We talk about all of this stuff all the time because you do not want your impacted waste just sitting there. You don't want that. So digestive enzymes and the greens that are in here, they're very specific. They're fermented. Okay. So very gentle on your tummy, very bioavailable getting in there, right? But this is liver health. And like I said, 6 different blends. Okay. The third thing is the orange pixie stick. And you guys hear me talk about this all the time. And it's just the craziest thing. I sourced this out of the sports nutrition line, and it actually targets your visceral fat. I don't know of another product that does this. I haven't researched a ton, but I've never heard of anything do this. And now a year later, the results from you have been insane. Every day on your tongue, tastes like candy. It tastes great. Average results, about 1 inch loss. Under your bust, your waist, your hips. It's targeting visceral fat. Visceral fat is in your trunk. Okay, in your trunk. 90 days, common for you guys to say 3.5 inches, 2.5 inches, couple inches. Like this is common. After 1 year of doing 90 days on, 30 days off, 90 days on, 30 days off, my customer who's on here, she had, oh man, I want to get this right. I'm going to try to underestimate because I don't think I'm going to leave the halves off. 6 from under her bust, 6, 5 waist, 3 hips. And if there's a half on any of those, just consider that a bonus. 6, 5, 3. Can you fathom? And it's because you're losing it from the inside out. So liver, 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 liver. Okay. And that is where I talk about targeting your supplementation. So Dr. Ken Berry is mentioning, how about some basics? How about a vitamin D, a good magnesium, a good omega-3? Grab yourself some electrolytes that don't spike your sugars. And then I'm saying now target. Those are great support systems, but that's not the same as literally targeting, like pulling back an arrow and targeting your liver. It's not the same. And thus the results, thus the MRI that changes. Bad fatty liver to mild fatty liver. I mean, nothing could make me even happier, I don't think, than something like that. That's amazing to me. So if you're looking for the liver reset, this is where you're going to find it, or you can always reach out to me. You can do either one. You can put it in the comments on Facebook or YouTube, or you can look it up, or you can just reach out to me and go, okay, I'm not really sure what to think, or that liver reset. Okay, I'm super interested in that, but you also said you have a vitamin D and a magnesium. Like, what is that all about? Or a fish oil or what? Let me customize things for you. I'll help you. Catherine, will we have a shipping hub in Europe? I do not know. Oh, did I get it right, Magda? I'm so glad. I always want to underestimate, under promise and over deliver. That's like my goal. I want to under promise and over deliver. I don't know, Catherine. I don't know. I'm going to think about how I might be able to help you with that, but I don't know. Liver reset, Karen. I will. And so, okay, my first last name.com, and then I'm going to jump off and I'm going to see you back here again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. So when you pull up my site, you're going to see the spotlight. You'll see my picture right there with my name, right? There's just not that much, like that's it. You can even get into the Facebook group down there. But anyway, right up here, you're going to see, this is the trio. This is the liver reset. If you put those two together, you get the total body reset. That's how you get the total body reset. But right here in the middle, this is the liver reset button right there. Grab your liver reset stack. Okay. And then it's literally going to give you some more information so that you can understand. This is why I do what I do going live. I want you to have understanding of why you're changing out your foods, why you're targeting your supplementation. 5 years from now, I want you to say, I am so glad I gave myself permission to go on a journey. Now, the last thing is that this is the end of the month. The end of the month in September is on Sunday. So if you are already taking advantage of the customer campaign, what that is when you purchase 150 or more 3 months in a row, you're going to get $75 off that third month. They just take it off. Like, it's an incredible sight to see. I have you texting me going, I just got my $75 off. I'm so excited. Because who doesn't want to have $75 given right back to them? That's like huge. It's not like a little $5 Starbucks card, right? And if you are brand new, number one, and you're like, well, I want to do that. That interests me. Okay. Number one, register for your free account as a customer. You have to be registered. You cannot check out as a guest and take advantage of it. It's a registered customer campaign. Okay. You can do it right now at the end of August. And then you do September, October. You're cashing in very fast because you're starting at the end of the month. You're cashing in like really fast. Does that make sense? Like it's kind of almost like it's almost kind of not fair a little bit, because you could literally just go 60 days and you're there, because you did August, September, October, and it's really only 60 days away. Does that make sense? Like it's a little bit of like you're kind of cheating the system a little bit. Not really, but I just want to point that out to you. So it's the end of the month. If you want to start and give yourself permission right now to turn things back around, you could even be like, you know what? I don't even know about the liver reset is, necessarily, but will you send me a cart of the magnesium, the vitamin D, the fish oil, whatever it is that you were about to replenish anyway? Because I don't know if any of the shops around you where you're grabbing your supplements are paying you like that. They probably aren't. Okay. Or if you're getting, maybe you're grabbing something at CVS and something at a Mart and something at a, whatever warehouse place, you know what I mean? Any of that, and you're separating it all out, and it's not all under one umbrella for you to actually cash in on, you're missing something. You're missing an opportunity. Just pointing that out. But reach out to me and I'll explain it to you if that was confusing in any way, shape, or form. Am I able to send you a list of the new magnesium and the electrolyte, please? I don't have an electrolyte, Anna, but I will send you the magnesium. I can send you I will do that. I will send you what electrolyte I'm talking about. Yep, I will do that, Anna. In fact, let me just write a note for that for you. I'd be more than happy to do that. Yes. So hold on. I got to write this down for Anna and then we're going to jump off. If you need something though, let me know. Magnesium and you want an electrolyte. You know what I'll do is I'll put that on my Amazon find list and I'll send you that, because I do have an Amazon find list. Things that are very specific that I use for basically how I've turned around my pantry, or, things that have very much helped me in my journey, because this has been a journey, right? Like you don't do this overnight. You have the gut primer and the other ones that I was showing in your cart. Okay, and I'm so glad. And when you take the gut primer, just remember it tastes like green tea. That does not thrill me. I would rather that it tasted like, oh man, I don't know, probably cookie dough. That would be me, but it doesn't. It tastes like green tea. So in a little shot, a little bit of water, I froth it up with my frother every morning, just like this, right? And then I take it like a wellness shot. Just like that. I take it like a wellness shot. Kind of turmeric-y, gingery. And so that is not like, I don't sip on it. I don't sip on tea. I'm not a tea person. I'm a coffee person. So just FYI. All right. I think I've given you everything you need today to go and be like successful in this journey and not to feel overwhelmed, and don't let the noise keep you from moving forward. And if you need to go and clean out your supplement cupboard this weekend, it's Labor Day weekend. It's a really great opportunity to be like, okay, fine. I'm going to narrow everything down so that I can feel less overwhelmed and have less to remember to purchase and have less to remember to take every day. And I'm going to actually feel like a normal human being, support the proper systems so I can actually get results and feel good about my journey. Feel good about my journey. Okay. All right. Bless you guys. Love you so much. And we will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. See you later.